It's the locked in scene. Never before seen locked in scene. Mean. Hello, yo, what up? It's been forever. It's been a month-ish? When did I last stream? Can I see that while I'm live? Hold on. YouTube.com/@Journoid. Please don't start auto-playing the Demo 5 trailer. I mean, Demo 4 trailer. I mean, what? Oh my gosh, it was 2 months ago. It was April 21st. Oh my goodness. Anyways, hello. Hi. Yes, I did not hesitate to put Deltarune songs into the playlist because I have been listening to it on repeat since it came out. I meant Demo 4. No, Demo 5 trailer hasn't even been cooked yet, unfortunately. But this track, Running Sky, and then the 2 boss fight tracks, of which I will not share just because spoiler embargo. Holy repeats. Comic Cat, hello! 6 months! Yes! We've been affiliate for 6 months, and you've been subbed for 6 months. How crazy is that? Welcome in. How's it going? It's kind of insane. Like, so let me fill everyone in because, I mean, I could put him up here. Like, hello. I was just kind of worried about him being broken. TBH. Let me see. Is he working right? Let's see. Oh wait, I don't have the bridge open. Everything was broken when I was doing things. Hold on, there's chat. Like, I know I set the stream to stream chat. Stream chat was like broken when I first opened OBS. I remember what I was saying. I set the stream to start at 6:30, right? That didn't happen because I opened OBS and my chat dock would not connect properly. Can't wait. Made a promise to wishlist. Yo, hold on. Check this one out. Check this one out. You ready? Boom. Link's there. Hop in. Steam link is in that itch page. It's there. Go smash wishlist. We love it. But anyways, let's see. Oh, Sammy Bridge got updated too. He's gonna start freaking out, maybe? Maybe not. Can I swap things now? Nope. Okay, so ToonTuber's broken right now. Everything updated. A million things updated. Maybe I can fix it real quick. We'll live troubleshoot, but while I'm troubleshooting, we will talk about like where I've been. So last stream was like April 21st, right? And that's cool. That's not a bad thing. More so that I just had a billion things that I had to do. So wait, why are these actually not showing up? Genuinely, why are they not showing up? Hold on. So I was in 2 different weddings. You may also hear my dog barking in the background, so it's GG's. $50 plugin doesn't do that. Yeah, update that aims to improve things and ends up breaking things. Yeah, it's not working with my stream deck. So let's just see. Which one is this? Normal? Yeah, it's the same action ID. My stream deck is just being hateful for some reason. Oh, disconnected, attempting to reconnect. Well, that would help. What do you mean, close one of them? I only have one open. My goodness. Oh, well. I was in 2 different weddings. And they were like within, no joke, 2 weeks of each other. So, oh, there it says connected to it. But did it connect properly? Freaking no. Oh, it's not connected to OBS. Okay, that would help. Hold on. Let's get this one out. Let's connect to this one. So I was like just busy with wedding stuff. I had to go out for a bachelor party because I was one of the groomsmen. I was actually best man. Shout outs. You know, best man here reporting in. But, oh shoot, how do I connect this thing? So I was best man in one wedding. So I had a bachelor party one week. The next week was the wedding. And then I had doctor's appointments and work in the next week. Then the week after that, I had the whole week to work on the next wedding because it was a family member. And then the week after, I tried to work every single day to kind of make up for the time that was lost. And now things are finally starting to cool down a little bit, so I might actually be able to stream more. Wow. So how cool is that? Anyways, where's the freaking WebSocket server stuff? Let's see, because OBS, or not OBS, but Sammy is being hateful. Let's see if that works. Failed to connect to main OBS. Well, we might not be able to Sammy it up today. You use Godot or Game Maker? I use Game Maker. That is what is open here. Yeah. So we might not ToonTuber unless I just leave him as is right now, like just neutral. But yeah, Sammy is broken, and that's what I use to flip-flop things, so LOL. But otherwise, we could do the locked-in scene. Yeah, Sammy does not agree with me at all. Even though, like, everything is seeming to be working properly on my end, but oh well. We'll just, we'll stay locked in here. Me supposes. I don't even need to have Sammy open, it's just gonna sit there and keep trying to ping. Well, actually, I'll try restarting it. Let's see if it connects properly then. Maybe. Nope. Okay. Tells me all I need to know. Oh well. So, but anyways, that's the main things there, is I've just been busy. Some things may end up changing here soon. Looking at some different jobs as well. That are not as time consuming, because the place that I currently work at is like quite a commute from where I live. So, you know, slight issue there. Might need to increase the text size. I did update Game Maker, and we have the new code editor V2, but it has like, it's still beta, and I am not sure how to zoom in on it. So it doesn't let me zoom the way I used to, which is not cool or good. Did I just miss it in here? Nope. Theme? Ah, size. Okay, sure, this will work, maybe. Oh, that's humongous. Let's try 20. Maybe? Oh, it doesn't even detect this as an update. Yeah, that's probably good. Okay, so the plan for today is I don't really have a plan, but I am going to flip the songs over to the stream playlist now. So let's see, what are we feeling today? Mystery Dungeon? Sure, why not? And I'll try to keep an eye on the volume. I also had to, if anyone's seen in the Discord, I had to reset a lot of my microphone settings because my plugin just reset everything. My actual, like, plugin chain was totally reset. Voice meter totally reset itself and disconnected from it, and I was just like, what the heck? Because I didn't touch anything. It didn't update either, because neither plugin or neither program auto-updates, but anyhow, there's a couple things I could work on today. It could be cutscenes, it could be Glutank fight, because he's a little bit buggy where I've been doing a lot of systems work. And I'll actually go ahead and launch the game real quick. We'll take a look at some things, because there's a good amount of changes that have been made, I guess, if the most recent teaser is anything to go off of in Discord. So usually, and I say usually, that's not how I should say it at all, but The previous Glutink cutscene was in, well, it's in the same area, but also there's been changes. You would just kind of like walk up at the cliff and it's like, oh, dead end, LOL, but that doesn't make sense, especially with the new story. So, let's pause this music real quick. And I guess I need to hide the info bar. And let's go to the area. So, we'll notice right out of the gate that, oh, it's not a cliff anymore. It's actually these things. Scaffolding. This is important. This is a surprise tool that will help us later. And because I love doing it, we have seamless cutscenes now. And seamless cutscenes are cool because they just go right into things. And there's no like fade out. There's no, oh, hey, you're in a cutscene now. But also, I've changed the text boxes. So, favorite streamer is back. Yes, I'm back. Hello. Welcome in. So, new text boxes. Before, if you remember, there was like a name box up at like above the portraits. That took up a lot of screen space. So now it's not there. And it takes up a little bit less screen space while accomplishing effectively the same thing. So, in this cutscene, we're like, oh, what the freak? What was that? And he shows up. And this text box should actually be down, but it isn't. So, they don't spawn in the right places yet. So, the guy shows up, instead of cornering us on the cliff, instead he corners us on scaffolding that definitely cannot hold the weight of Big Chungus here. And we're like, whoa, we can talk? And he's like, you think we're meatheads or something? Because that's funny, because they're gluttony demons, and I'm very original. And they're just like, bro, what? So, we get a seamless fight transition and everything, because it's actually in the battle now. And Yui's gonna yap, even though she shouldn't yap. But we have a metronome too. Metronome has been added because it's peak. I figured we needed that to kind of keep people in time because of the music sync stuff now, since a lot of the attacks are music synced when before they weren't. This is like Demo 5 changes. So, and that will reflect different songs as well, so play new song, let's do this one. Yeah, so now it's, oh, it's 200 BPM. And it would affect ones that have timing changes, but I can't think of any other than this one off the top of my head that has timing changes, and I'm not going to sit there and wait for it, so we'll go back to this. But yeah, metronome, big change, but Glutink, he's broken. He's gonna like spam us now. And nothing's gonna work properly. So this is kinda like what I want to work on today, is getting him where he should be. And his attacks are counterable now, too, instead of just all dodgy. Love the voices, thank you. Yes, I also love seamless transitions. I've been doing it a lot for Demo 5, and I can actually show that off. Let me reset the game here and go to a different area, because the seamless transitions are going to be like a more, very much more common thing. This is not where I need to be. I need to be in, let's see, room, go to World 1, Desert 3. This will be a good room. A little slow in the head from eating too much. Yeah, this is true. I bet my story progression is not good, so let me make it better. Variable, global, set, story, prog to 0 will be fine. And zoom the camera out. So here, oh, it shouldn't be daytime here, but this cutscene where we learn our first special attack is seamless. So you might think like, oh, that was like not very seamless because there was the fade in. I mean, it kind of was because you expect to be going in the room, but this is the real seamless cutscene right here, because it just like clicks into it and then, oh, we're in a battle, because they're like, oh, they watched the thing and we jumped down. Ignore that at the bottom of the screen. But when do I estimate a full release / early access? Well, there is a demo. There is a demo. Demo 4 exists. It's not exactly the same game you see here, just because I've made so many changes. But a full release is really just when I get more time to work on the game. And that's what I'm intending on doing today. Is doing a lot of work on it and just locking into it. A lot of my underlying systems are finally done, which means that I can actually start cooking up things. And that's what I'll go to next. Let's get some music back in here. So if we check in this function, which is massive, this is the Bible of the game, essentially. There's a lot of different things here, but there's a lot of cool functions. And one of the main things I wanted to do for Demo 5 is, if I can find it, get out of here, script thingy. Yeah, flying spike enemy. It's a very cool idea in that you have to use a special attack to hit him. Otherwise, you can only damage him by counterattacks. Cool idea. But the Celestial Slam ignores spikes and grounds flying enemies, so it's doable. Anyways, there's a couple things I wanted to implement for Demo 5 that just needed to be done sooner rather than later. One of those is lockstep. So everything in the game, instead of it being tied to the frame rate for any kind of collision calculations, now operates at 60 FPS regardless. And I had to write some stuff to handle that, and I think it works good. And it only does things if we're not running at 60 FPS. And it'll just do the visual stuff for smoothing the motion, but like all kinds of hitbox and collision checks, those are handled at 60 FPS regardless of your frame rate. So if you're at 240 FPS, like I am all the time, it's still going to be the exact same stuff. This is because Demo 4 had some problems where hitting slopes in certain ways would actually work differently on higher frame rates and lower frame rates. The next thing is I needed to decouple all of the animations from the frame rate as well, so that's what all of this is, and that meant I had to go through and everywhere an animation is set on an object that should be, you know, where it should matter, is they had to get all this stuff changed and updated and stuff like that works. And there's some crazy looking code here, like, I'm kind of surprised I wrote things like this. So, super optimal, and I think that's great because I want this game to be able to run on potatoes. And as far as I can tell, it can. So there's like very little I could actually do to optimize this now. So along with a couple of like math things and rendering things, plus some story stuff that need to be fixed up because Demo 4 had some very, very, very glaring plot holes. Without spoiling it, without spoiling what the plot holes were, I can say a couple things. 1, why did they let that happen? 2, how did she know that? And 3, where were they at? Actually, I can say for where were they at. If you remember in Demo 4, for those who have played it, there is the segment where Hector and Autumn leave the thing, the air quotes thing, that does have a name, but I don't know that I should say it because it's like low-key kind of spoilers. Actually, no, I don't care to say it. The Slorp Warp. Spelled like this. Slorp Warp. Ooh, cool, right? I think that's what I named it in lore. But, they get out of that thing. But here's the thing, is that was 10 PM the night the main character got knocked off the cliff. They go through that same area. Where was he at? And no one noticed it or said anything, so I mean, it wasn't too glaring of a plot hole, but it was a very glaring plot hole once you notice it, so LOL. That one was in Demo 4. The other two hadn't been revealed, but a lot of the lore was based on that, so we couldn't leave it in there. Code has been unspaghettified? Mostly, yes. Like, the really important things that need to be scaled have been unspaghettified and are very expandable and are very efficient. Catch me playing Angels and Demons on my graphing calculator? Maybe. If they have audio, then music sync stuff would be good. Otherwise, it might be a little bit difficult. So... But for Gluttank here, because that's kind of sort of what I need to work on today, I guess, is making him work. Then again, I kind of want to scrap like half of his attacks, because one idea I want to implement is I want to be teaching the player more things sooner rather than later. So I'm debating on giving Gluttank, I'm debating on giving the Gluttank some team attacks. So team jump, team defend, team dodge, team freestyle. They might just get like added in much sooner to get more variety in the battles sooner rather than later, because chapter 2 is kind of a little bit to wait. Originally, I had the idea of introducing 3 per chapter, but I think I want to have all of the attack styles introduced by chapter 4, because then the difficulty will start to scale by like complexity and characters that you have to control instead. Haven't played the demo. Do you support the angels or the demons? Why, the angels, of course. Unless you're a demon, and then, like, you can do some evil stuff. But, I wouldn't exactly recommend it, because then Yui would be sad. But I was thinking of giving Gluttank team attacks and going ahead and implementing those. So once you get into the second half of chapter 1, the enemies will start using some team attacks. To kind of make use of like the fact that, oh, you do have 2 characters. So, I don't know that it will be too much easier necessarily. It might actually make it more difficult, but chapter 1 has had this issue where it's like too easy until it isn't. Cough, cough, pepperoni. Cough, cough. So, I'm thinking we may actually axe some of these attacks. I don't know which ones I want to axe, though. I'm thinking probably this one, which is the one where he, like, spits up the forks and the burps, because this is the dodge one. This one could be replaced with something else, like team attack type. But this is where we need to lab out an attack, because I had some ideas where maybe, like maybe his rock slide attack, where he does the stomp and then the rocks fall from the ceiling, that one could be adjusted to be a team dodge, because then it would actually be a little bit more complicated on where to dodge to avoid the rocks, but I'm not too sure. I also thought about just putting the team attacks in when you get to the final boss of chapter 1 to like freshen things up there, but I feel like that's too late in the chapter. So I do want to have team attacks for the not so final boss though. So let's do some cooking here. We need to do some planning. Actually, wait a second. Here's a cool idea. We could just take his boss rush version of some of these attacks and then use those. So maybe that's what we do. So let's do that. Let's just see how this works. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Will he then be given new boss rush attacks? That is a possibility. I'm not trying to think too much about boss rush just yet, because that's a problem for later me. So I do know that he'll probably keep the beatdown attack, if I even keep beatdown as an attack style, because I'm going to be completely honest, I'm kind of not liking it. Only 2 characters got it in Demo 4, and that was Oh, I need to keep the info bar scene up here. Let's do this. There we go. So info bar will be behind the game window now. That'll work. Just nerf his facial hair and call it a day. I mean, he's already bald. He's already totally bald, so I don't know that we can necessarily nerf it any further. Okay. And Palsies. Let's see if he does things. Skip turn, skip turn. Team jump, okay. Do it work the way I want it to. Okay, well, it doesn't work exactly the way I want it to because we're not spawning it on either side, but we are spawning more enemies, so. Oh, we're spawning like infinite enemies. Wait a second. What's the general description for the battle system? So it's turn-based battles. You can see up at the top of the screen, there's a turn queue. That shows how many attacks per turn each character gets. And once you reach the end of the queue, it's a new round. And it'll refill everyone's turns and go to the next one. So you have standard attacks, jump, melee, speed, and dash. And then you have special attacks, which really we should only have this one, Celestial Slam, but there's a couple different ones in here based on all the party members. Rhythm, Scarf Scramble, Angel Airstrike, Divine Dive Bomb, Angelic Agility, Spirit Ballin', Combo Jump, Blossom Bash, Sentry Shuffle, Radiant Radio, Holy Home Run, Laser Tag, Sanctified Shootout, Hover Grind, and Clone Conundrum. And this makes use of different party members, as you can kind of see there on the Required tab. Some of them take optional characters, like Sentry Shuffle only needs Kaguya, Autumn, and it's supposed to, that white square there is supposed to be a wild card one. You need at least one other character to do it, but it's currently broken, so LOL. Yeah, old Celestial Slam preview. This is true. I do need to change the preview stuff somehow, some way, and also move the metronome whenever we're in this menu, because, yeah, it kind of draws over some stuff. Needs to be drawn behind this, but have items too, of course, and actions, which you won't have every single one of these actions for each character. This is debug stuff. Like, typically you'll have skip your turn, pray, interact, and then you'll have a character-specific ability. So Yui has Bless, our protagonist over here has Hype Up, and stuff like that. Metronome's use, so a lot of your attacks are synced to the music. So like this jump attack, if you notice, it'll sync up with the music. So just kind of watch with the metronome, and I'll turn up the volume just a little bit here. Yeah. So metronome is just to kind of help you keep time for things. But he's a little bit broken now too, so he's gonna like unleash a bunch of stuff on us that he shouldn't attack that way, but that's what we're here to develop for. We're gonna fix things. This other special attack that I'll use here is also music sync. So this one here, just to notice how things will sync up with the music. Yeah. So the metronome is just there to kind of help people visualize it, because it has been a little bbit difficult. Plus, with some songs, the BPM changes midway through, and then, yeah, it'll make things a little bit difficult. Gluttank had an issue in his gut with that attack. Yeah, both of the ones where he hits his stomach to burp something up are currently broken. And that's what I'm intending on fixing, is those. I need to fix that, and we need to make that team jump one work a little bit better. So let's see. I need to trace some things here because I don't label a lot of my stuff, even though I should. So this one, we go to state 0. And then if our attack is 1, then let's see, what do we do? Oh, there should be an alarm here. Yeah. Alarm 6. So we need to look here. Go to state 3. State 3, this is where we're at. And, okay, so this is the problem. We're doing a boss rush check, and we shouldn't. Yeah. Let's not boss rush check that like that. Actually, we can. We can make it slightly more difficult in boss rush. Yeah. When's the Kickstarter getting set up? Kickstarter won't happen until after Demo 5 is ready. Oh yeah, that's another thing I guess I can talk about. I think what I'm going to do for supporting the game initially is a Kickstarter. I know I talked about Patreon and wanting to set that up, but I'm thinking doing Kickstarter may be more of the method now, solely because I got some cool ideas for it, and having like funding to go for will make things a lot easier, because then I can justify not having a job. May I suggest some flair on the metronome when you input a respective action on time, like a blue splash on attack input or pink splash on stylish input once you fix everything else? That is actually a great idea, and I do want to include something like that, like maybe have the metronome highlight when you should press something. So like maybe, because like right now, it's very placeholdery. Like it just uses the heart from the HP UI. So it does need something like that. I will be 100% honest. So let's get in here and try some things out real quick. Debug, so he does the one attack. Yeah, team jump. Let's see if he spawns right. Bad luck. Guy who doesn't know how to program a video game, maybe. Oh, nope, just bad luck. Can you even jump on them? Yeah, I think having that be team jump, because it wasn't really that difficult in boss rush anyways to avoid that attack, so... this one either. This one kind of needs to be changed. I thought about maybe having this one, like, rotate the screen a little bit, or zoom the camera in. But let's do this. Let me restart the game here. And I want to test something. Let's put all the characters in. And we'll just... do this and this and hope things don't break. Okay. Do they do? Oh, they do, but can everyone be hit? Okay, that one was for Hector. That's not right. Yeah, so slightly buggy. Okay. Is Yui being able to float and defend attacks going to be the only special kind of jump the party will have in defend attacks? So, that's a great question. I'm thinking of, like, actually removing that from Yui's defend entirely, just because it's a little bit confusing. I feel like once you expand to 5 characters, it's going to be really tricky to deal with, like, handling multiple characters jumping. So I was thinking of maybe just dropping it from battles, like, just in the defend attacks for her. And instead, making it a gadget. Because I know I talked about adding gadgets in the Discord server. And maybe one of those is just like floaty jump. Like you can kind of float down if you hold the jump button. So, that is an idea that I've been pondering just because it's a little bit tricky to deal with. Generally, goals should be thought out. Payment goal example, like character creator or special pours. Those should be thought out before a Kickstarter setup. Yeah, and I have to get quotes on that kind of stuff anyways. Like, I mentioned it in the Discord server that I am, once Demo 5 is ready, and launched and everything, I'm going to take all of the dialogue and get like a word count and then get a quote on translations for it, because I know there are a couple languages I'd like to have the game localized to, like I would like Brazilian Portuguese because I have a pretty decently sized Brazilian following, or at least Brazilian Portuguese speaking following in the Discord server, and I know that's been a highly requested thing, so I would at least like to see how much it would cost to have that done. On top of that, I do not know how much console ports would run me. I do know that I have to get a dev kit, so part of it hinges on that. Like, I have to actually get approved by different companies to receive a dev kit and do all that. And that's basically out of my control, unless I get like a publisher or something. Then there's like actually publishing to the console after the fact and like making everything work. I do know I do want Nintendo Switch ports for sure. And I would also like to get the game Steam Deck and Steam Machine verified, which will be slightly easier because guess what I picked up? A new Steam controller. And let me tell you, that sucker is nice. All right. It is great. I played through Deltarune Chapter 5 with it, and it is good. I like. And before you add the meme translations like the ones Minecraft has, pirate mode. See, the funny thing about translations is I also would have to find a voice actor for one character for each translation. Except for English. I already have one for English, and it's me. But so why is this one not do? Let's see. Let's check this out. Okay, well. Let's say we'll just default this to the nearest player, or one of them. That character, wink wink nudge nudge. Arr, ye must sail the seven seas to plunder the runes, matey. Pirate Yui is canon, though, is the amazing thing. So, actually, what is the deal here? Why are we not doing things? So, my target is getting set somewhere else, isn't it? I mean, this should be fine. Should be. Let's see. How is this working? You are not randomized. Global.seed.si random range. Ha ha ha. Cool. That's using a different seed. Good thing I fixed that. Okay, let's try it again. I don't know that anything will be different, but I'm not seeing the issue immediately, and I have defined this now. It might be something actually in player collision stuff. Let's look at that. It could be in here. May I suggest a special currency or energy level in the use of notes? That would be... I mean, that's a cool idea. I like that, but I wonder if it would be too complicated for people who don't understand, like, music terminology. Because my game's already not very accessible in terms of the difficulty. Kind of, sort of. I think maybe I'm wrong on that, but I wonder what could implement that, actually. Okay, so Yui just can't jump on him. Oh no, she can. Wait a second. Am I just bad at my own video game? Maybe it was working and I was just bad at video games. Let's try it again. This time I'm going to keep hitboxes on. Okay, well that shouldn't have been able to hit main character. Wait till the Kaguya DLC. That'll truly separate the people who are good or not. Yeah. Honestly... Wait, I didn't debug in time. Oh, no. Oh, binked it. Are they invincible after getting hit once? Yes, that's a bug, though. Not intended functionality. Actually, here I am just being bad at video games because, the Glutling hitboxes are deceptive. As are the Glutlit ones. Really, the hairballs are the only ones that aren't deceptive hitboxes. They also do, like, tons of damage, and they shouldn't. So. If you notice, he's also taking, like, 1 billion poison damage because he has, like, 9 poisons. So. It's just not displaying. And the calculation is, like, not correct. For, like, giving those effects. Yeah, I think I actually just, like, had the hitboxes wrong. So, holy crits, by the way. Oh, and Yui countering them is not sending them to him because he's jumping to the wrong location. He's jumping to not the right spot. So these guys need to, like, target him when we jump on him. Okay, this is helpful knowledge. All right, cool. Glutank. When we jump here, where are we jumping to? I wonder if this needs to have his Y coordinate factored in. I don't think it does. Fortnite skins win? Whenever Epic Games hits me up and's like, yo, you want to make your indie game that very few people know about, like, incredibly popular and or hated? And I'll be like, would I? Angels and Gamblings, true. Oh, also, drink of the day, Dr. Pepper. I actually haven't had much Dr. Pepper recently. I've been on a PIB grind set because when I went out of town, I got 4 cases of PIB from the grocery store because they just don't sell it where I'm from. So I picked up some of that and have been slopping it up like an absolute chud. So I did get some more cases of Dr. Pepper though, so we are big chillin'. Okay, so that attack needs to do a thing. I need to actually go into the enemy object though and say so if we are hit and hurt is false, can be hurt is false. And then we don't need to clamp it here, but we need to say how would we do this? I'm trying to think with my mind here. This will be puzzling because we need to actually have the... Oh, I forgot chat's not on this screen. Oops. Hold on, where's my browser source? Streamer.bot.chat. Whoops, forgot about that. Is that an okay spot for chat? Maybe I should move it up. I don't know, it kind of gets in the way of the... We can put it over here, like... Yeah, cover the inspector. And... Hold on, let's, Let me do a thing here. I can breathe. Maybe if I do this. Uh-oh. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe it's this. Nope. Okay. I was trying to edit the CSS in real time, but... Okay. Is that visible? Let me look at it on my big screen. It's a little hard to read, I guess, because of the inspector, but that's better. Okay. Hi, chat. Welcome in. I didn't notice it wasn't on the locked-in scene. Oops. Track low-key reminds me of Scribblenauts, and MC Hockey reminds me of Maxwell from Scribblenauts. I have, like, the Scribblenauts collection on my Switch wish list. I have kind of been thinking of maybe getting it. I think Scribblenauts might be a fun stream game to play eventually. But I do not know. I think this will work here. We can do this and say... This should... Actually, we need to do by delta, not delta R. This should have it approach them properly. So... Been playing Rayman Origins like crazy since I recently bought it, and the stupid soundtrack won't get out of my head. See, I have a playlist that's like loopable songs only, like B-Waves and stuff like that, and one of the Rayman songs is... Which one is it? It's, hold on. Rayman Origins, Gibberish Jungle, the Dark Tune Chase. It's... Hold on, I'll just play it. We're gonna be hearing this for a little bit. Nintendo eShop release day 1. Heck yeah. Deltarune reference. Bro, oh, Deltarune Chapter 5 was so good. Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna talk about it just because spoiler embargo, but like... Oh my goodness. Like, the soundtrack is like, it's so good. Like, I actually, you know, I can't, well, maybe I can say it. Maybe I can say it, because I think it's common knowledge now. And as long as I don't say which, like, specific things. Anyways, I bear trap guessed a guest music artist. Like, I heard one of the tracks, and I was like, oh, Toby Fox got Camellia. Toby Fox straight up got Camellia to do some music for this game now. And credits hit, And turns out I was freaking right. Because he's just there. Oh, we're not printing, we're skipping turns. Okay. Oh, this didn't display correctly. Cool. Oh, lol. Wait, that didn't go to the right. Yeah. Okay. Well. Not accurate for where it should go. Okay. Trust, Heartbound will be peak. Maybe we can just do that. That should maybe work. Nah. Maybe we can do that. Yeah, because we set it to on the ground. Just have him approach that. We set... Hold on. Our target is... Yes, the glow tank. Okay. We're on to Deltarune, Tom. I gotta listen to some Deltarune music now that we got talking about it. This was what we were open stream to. Interesting. I know very few Camellia tracks, but I really like what I've heard from them so far. Yeah. I actually... Camellia is the reason I got so into rhythm games, I think. I started playing Osu, and I found Light It Up by Camellia, and I was like, oh shoot, this is really good music. I love, like, whatever this genre is, I love it. And, guess who started playing rhythm games to find more good music, and has been playing Osu since, 2015. This guy. Make Beltaboon chatter SFX. Yeah. That's kind of how they are already. The chatter SFX is already very Deltarune coded in my game. Now you create the good music. Oh my gosh, like... I'm actually so mad at Toby. He beat me to the punch again for an idea. And now people are just gonna think I'm even more... Like, I'm ripping off Deltarune even more than I already... Technically am not, but... Just by sake of, like, the similarities am. So, oops. Oh, they snap up there quickly. We do not need that. But that works better. Boom! Okay. Yeah. I haven't played Audify. Yeah. Heard one that sounds like crystals on A Dance of Fire and Ice. That might actually be Crystallized. I think that might be the name of the song, is Crystallized. Okay, let's go back to the stream playlist. I need to add Deltarune tracks, like Chapter 5 tracks, to the stream playlist, but... Actually, you know what? I probably can't. This stream's probably going to get copyright struck by Materia now. Oops. GG. GG, I suppose. Let's see. Let's make this a bit slower. Let's say, like... Yeah, we'll just do 24. That should get us up there fast enough to hit him. Play it so I can confirm. Osu break? Hold on. I could maybe swing that. Hold on. I haven't opened Osu in a little bit, so we could do a small Osu break. Hold on, let me get it on screen here. Game capture. Osu. Specific window. Osu. There we go. Okay. Oh, it opens to a Camellia track right out of the gate. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to update yet. Could it be this one? It's like yeah. Okay. Anti copyright strike. Let's go to the Angels and Demons one. Whoa, that's a lot of spoilery song names. Not really, actually. I teased all these already, so we're good. Let's see. I could work on rhythm game charts, but that's like a later challenge. I do really want to get this implemented into the game because this one's really cool. This one and the new battle themes and Candace coaching. No, it is where is it at? Cadence coaching. This is the first UE tutorial. Or UE tutorial. Rhythm tutorial. And then we have like the title animation. I used Osu to do the title animation stuff. Oh wait, that's not right. This one. Let's skip into it. Oh wait, wait a second. I don't have my keypad set up. What are my keybinds? There we go. So what does this mean? This means hypothetically, if you wanted to mod the game, and change like the animations on the title screen for like when the characters dance and stuff like that, like a music mod, since the charts are exposed in game files now, you could do that. There's no benefit to it, but but like, yeah, all the rhythm game charts are now like this is the old one here. All the rhythm game charts are just .json files, so if you know how to modify them, you can. So, it's cool. Can this brain learn from this tutorial? Ooh, got him. GG's. Let's see. Okay, actually, I'll run something Osu. Let's see. What's something that's not gonna get me copyright stricken? Like, horrifically. This one for sure. Why so serious? I would do Megalovania, but let's see. Octagon? I mean, I'm not monetized on YouTube, so what's it actually matter? Just still pick something easy. The Jonkler? Yeah, we'll do Jonkler. Where'd Jonkler go? Jonkler. Jonkler? Jonkler. Joker? There we go.
Why so serious? Why so serious? Why so serious?
I don't have my keypad hooked up, so I'm like playing really sloppy.
Why so serious? Why so serious?
Why so serious? I'm not so serious.
Why so
Okay,
serious?
get me out of this. Let me out. Okay. That was an Osu break. I need to bring back Tetris breaks. I keep getting Tetris reels on Instagram. And I'm like, dang, I forget when I was like in my dang prime and I was messing people up in Puyo Tetris and Tetrio. I need to like hop back onto it. Okay, let's see. We need to find... let's see, what state do we go to when we freestyle? State 7, okay. Case 7. And I have an idea. Let's actually, like, set... Let's set the camera size to, like, a weird, like, curve. Me when I see an if-else statement. Undertale inspired. That's so real, actually. We're gonna, like, make the camera, like, weird, and then rotate it by, like, 45 degrees. And then... Let's see... Which of these things... Where do we set our... When does the freestyle end thingy? Alarm does what? Rotate the camera back. And set the size back to this. Whoop. We'll see how this looks. Which state is freestyle? Oh my gosh, he shows up 4. So we'll test this one. The Journoid files released. Elite ball knowledge required. This, okay, this is one of my tracks, but like it is so loud compared to every single other track that is in my stream playlist, so I'm gonna skip it. And now that I'm skipping, I need to like pick something I want to listen to. Yeah, sure, this will work. Ding 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 ding. Oh, artificial snow. I don't know that I've ever heard that one. Is there going to be chicken on the 4th? Highly important info. Great question. I don't know. Big if true. Okay, let's see if this guy does something cool in the freestyle attack now. Oh, is this disorienting? Oh, I think it is. I kind of like it. Wait, that's kind of awesome. Do we rock with this? Do we rock with the camera adjustment? Holy disorienting, though. Got a rotoscope JJK for a cutscene. Unfortunately, I can't do that. That's, like, plagiarism or something like that, probably, sort of. I can say that there may be rotoscoped cutscenes or something in the future. There's already, technically, there's already one rotoscoped scene in the game. Not crystallized from the album Crystallize. Maybe make it more subtle and less puke-inducing. Yeah, it does need to be a little bit more subtle. I will agree on that one. Let's make it a little bit more subtle real quick. Yeah, so let's make it like 0.9. And not a 45-degree angle. Let's make it like a 8-degree angle. Just a little bit. Could it potentially turn either way? Actually, it could. Let's, global.c.s choose 8 or -8. Wait, how many parentheses do we have here? Why is it red? Hold on. Am I... Oh, wait. There we go. Yeah, let's do that. Because I think my rotation code is set to handle that properly. We'll see. If it does like a full loop to get back to 0 when we set it to -8, then maybe not. Eschews. Bless you. No, epic, actually. Generational line. POV Journoid reveals he's not using Game Maker at all and shows us him using RPG Maker. You know, maybe for a game jam or something eventually. That'd be funny, but like there's no reason for me to do it. Okay. Freestyle. Is it bow up inducing? Oh no, it is a lot more subtle. There we go. Look at those mixels! Okay. Let's try it again. Will it go the other way? Nope. Did not go the other way. We're just gonna have to keep rolling it until we hit the other direction. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yes, it does work. But now let's see if the rotation works correctly. Holy greed. Hey! Yes, Mixels is a part of the Mario and Luigi art style and animation. And, you know, if I ever finish the script for the next video, I'm going to talk about that, I think. I'm pretty sure I have it in the script already. I have been working on it slowly but surely. It's taking a minute. Because it's going to be a long one. Can I rip music off Fart Guy? That's a great question. Whoa, why are we going down there? Yo! That's not right. Okay. That's not right. Why are we not right there? What did I do? I did something wrong. Huh? Digging the shadows of the falling hazards not overlapping anymore. Yeah, that was actually a crazy thing to implement. I had to make a shadow handler. And it's neat code. It kind of does some cool stuff. Basically, it just like draws all the characters that are shadowable and draws them based on like a stretch. Draws that to a surface and then draws that surface under everything else. So like as a it sets it like to black essentially and then just draws it alpha multiplied. So like it's pretty neat. I'm glad I set it up because it was bothering me too. It's one of those things I just didn't know how to do yet. And then I figured out how to do by actually doing things. So wait, why is this not doing? The Minecraft beef looking projectile looks uncounterable from the inhale attack. Minecraft beef looking projectile. This one? Or is it the other one? Oh no. This one? Yeah, it's a glutlet. I'm gonna head out. I'll play the demo at some point. Hey, thanks for hopping in. I hope you enjoyed stream. Yeah, I need to change it to a different... Hold on. We can do that real quick, because there is another sprite. His ball mode. Boink. And then... could have fooled me. A silly guy. This is true. Get so silly. The silliest ever. You were the silliest guy ever. And his hitbox is actually better here, so it'll be a little easier to counter. But at the same time, it'll also be easier to take damage from. Okay, these don't need to change, actually. We don't need to be changing attack in here because the stats are all different. Either way, it looked like you jumped on it multiple times and still failed the counter. No, the hitboxes were actually mad messed up for it. We'll be completely honest. They looked really strange. So... Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. Okay. Let's see. So that attack, what is up with... Oh yeah, we were doing inhale stuff here. I'm actually going to do this because I can do this here. We're going to set it to a live result thingy. And we're going to do some other things here. We're going to go back to this attack. And we are going to do some things. What are the things we are going to do? I need to know why he is not going to the right location when he's inhaled. So if we jump on him... Maybe that's why. Oh, yeah, the Y speed could be affecting that. So let's say Y speed is 0. X speed is... Nah, we don't need to change that. Let's say Y speed is 0. I think that's what it was, actually. This was not overpowering the standard hey, move down code enough. And we wait for the game to launch. And we unlock everything, level up once or twice, and go to the room. The room in question? There we go. And get into the fight. And pause the music. And let's see how it works. If it just works, then I didn't even need to put the live reload in. Cool. I think I actually, for this, I want to make the Glutlet Ball bounce like the hairball is, too. You actually get so much counter damage from this. Get so damaged, dude. Oh my goodness. He has like 10 poisons on him. The hairball inflicts poison. It's just like it has a poison typing to it. So this thing that he spits up here, those have poison typing. Just because it's supposed to be like yucky, vomit, nasty stuff. It's also supposed to deal exponential damage, but it's not doing that. Like, the poison gets worse the longer you keep it. Cool. Oh, he's dead here. This might actually soft lock the game, because I feel like this was a bug that I experienced in testing a little bit ago. Yeah. Soft lockies. What happens if we reset the room, though? Yep. Oh, he's like soft locked now. Cool. Allow me to carry that for you. Sans. Yep. Yep. Oh, we broke so many things now. Okay. Well, that's all we need to see. For some reason, killing a boss with... yeah, recipe made. Killing a boss with a counterattack breaks everything, so... that's fun. That's not game development. So let's do this. Swap those around. So now the gluttlet ball bounces. And that's a minor bug fix. If there were ever two Gluttanks in a fight, then this would be problematic. There shouldn't ever be two Gluttanks in a fight, but there could be, maybe. Okay. So that attack is good and working, sort of. Now, let's see. If this one's done, we can minimize that. Freestyle one's done. Other than maybe... actually, hold on. Angels and Demons Kaizo mod where you attack, or where you fight 5 Gluttanks at the same time. I mean, would it really be Kaizo? Cause like, just more enemy doesn't always make it Kaizo, all things considered. I don't think 5 Gluttanks would make it Kaizo. I think maybe I would make... okay, if I'm making a Kaizo hack or mod of the game, I think I'm making Gluttank heal, like, a lot every single turn. Right, I think I'm making him heal. So you have to find a way to just unleash tons of damage onto him at once. Like, he's going to be a true tank. They're all level 99 and it's double time. I mean, possible. Randomizer is going to cause someone to fight multiple Gluttanks by pure bad luck. That is probably true. If not multiple Gluttanks, the objective worst one is multiple Impuis. Okay, let's see. We need to fix some of the burp things. And I think that happened here. This is where it spawns it. Yes. So if I fix this... and that's the thing, is multiple Impuis wouldn't even be that terrible. It would just be time consuming. Like, boss rush Impui, yeah, maybe it'd be difficult, but it would just be difficult because you'd have to be dealing with so many attacks that are difficult to dodge. It would just be a skill check, and how much damage can you dish out in one turn. Like, you have Clone Conundrum, MPUE becomes a non-issue. Just because Clone Conundrum is just good. It's incredibly busted, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. So I'm noticing a flaw in this code. And it's just a matter of, like, how it checks the image index. Because I had to, since I decoupled everything from the frame rate, there is broadcast messages, and a broadcast message is basically just you put like a thing like on a frame of an animation and say, hey, when this frame is crossed, execute code. And I think I might have to change that because this is clearly triggering improperly. So And I'm wondering how I could do this, actually. Let's take a look at the code. Well, shoot. Where's it at? It's in here. Update image. So we're gonna have to do some things here. We're gonna have to do some, like, boilerplate code, I guess. What about Angels and Demons repainted? Well, that could be done relatively easy because all the sprites are external. So, and I'm assuming repainted is just like replacing like graphics and audio and text. All that stuff will be exposed to the player if they want to mod the game. The only thing that'll just be hard to get to is code, unfortunately, and that's just because I compile with the Yo-Yo compiler instead of virtual machine, though Demo 4 has a virtual machine version now in the Discord if anyone did want to mod it fully. So there's that. I may do one of those for Demo 5, but it would have to be later, maybe. So I'm wondering which of these... Actually, no, this is correct. Yeah, image array 0. We'll just do like this. And then let's see. Let me comment this. And say image index plus equals image native FPS times the image speed divided by 60 for 60 FPS times our delta time. Okay. And then let's see. Yeah. So we get the remainder of this. So how many times did we go over? Dire Docks. Yeah, real. Am I recording this? Oh, I am recording this stream. I set everything to start recording. Oops. That's gonna take up storage on my PC. Forgot about that. I had that set up for the other streams. So, I'm trying to think here. This is like complex code. And this needs to be fast. So, I wonder... You know, I wonder if this would actually be faster. Hold on. Let's... If multiplying this by, like... You know, 60... Like 1 divided by 60. Instead. Let's do, like... Something like that. Actually, no, I'll just let it be. That's such a micro optimization, like I don't even know if it'll matter. So we're gonna add this. We'll get the delta of it. Actually, we could probably... do this. And that would work. And that'll loop it anyways. And maybe even be faster. The problem is I need to figure out a way to check like where we were before, like the last frame we were on. And then have it check every frame in between. And say like, hey, we crossed this frame. So... This needs to happen too. So if we're not animating, just do that and that'll fix what I'm about to do here. Now. Get the sign of the image speed. And then we will repeat this. How many times does this need to repeat? I would say, okay, so we're adding the image index. Where are we setting the previous image index? We're setting it in here. We're flooring things, so... Attack the enemy. Which bros attack are you using? Your month, your bros attack. January, green shell. February, ice flower. March, copy flower. April, mix flower. May, yoo-hoo cannon. June, spin pipe. July, Z-egg. August, Splash Bros. September. September. Gotta be the, I can't think of the name, but like the conductor attack from Brothership. October. Magic Window. November. Jump Helmet. And December. Mighty Meteor. Comment down below which Bros Attack you are. VOD watcher question. Which Bros Attack are you? Leave a comment below. On YouTube. Let's go. For me, it's Copy Flower. I really had to think about that one. Conductor attack? Heck yeah. Let's go. Okay, so I'm thinking this probably won't work the way I want it to because I need to have it like do a floor check. So actually I can do that up here. So let's say go ahead and floor the image index, like, and store that there. Add this up, and then we will only do this if floor of image index is not equal to the previous image index. Boom. And then we will repeat. Actually, we can store this too. We'll subtract a check here. That should let us do that. Okay. Am I the jump helmet minigame that goes forever or just the attack? Good question. I'd say just the attack. Just the attack because the what do you call it? What's it called? The infinite one is more infuriating. Oh, wait, and you know what? We don't even need to do this check. This saves... Oh, wait, no. We do need to do that check. Never mind. Because this is conditional. But we can just say... We need to check for functions. We do that. We need to check for functions. Yeah. Actually, do we even need to repeat this? Okay, let's see. So we are taking... We need to store that delta. So... If I come back to the Discord, I will. Just left almost or all faith-based servers. Had enough drama to feed me for a year. Going to calm my mind for now. Interesting. Sorry to hear that, brother, but you are always welcome in the Discord server. Here. Okay, so we store like the change in the animation, and then we add it, and then we floor it. So we store the floor. If the floor is unequal to the previous actual index, then we will, maybe we can repeat for the delta, the change, floor of the change. And then essentially what I need to do, I'll kind of explain my process because maybe it'll help me figure it out more, is I'm going to make an array, and then anytime we set the sprite, we're going to make this array like the image number size, essentially. So however many frames of animation there are, this array is going to be that size. And if we cross over the frame in our step, that position in the frame will get set to true. And then we can say, oh, this is when we cross that part of the broadcast event. And then the next frame, if we haven't crossed it, it'll be set to false. So actually, let's see. We need to start from the image index, and then we will increase by delta times. So let's say image array I is true, and then I plus equals s, which is the sign of the image speed, if I is greater than the image number, or then we will subtract. Actually, we'll say I equals 0. If I is less than 0, then I is equal to image number. I think. We might need to do image number minus 1. Yes, because that's how GameMaker reports it. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, and then we don't need to set that there because it gets set in here. So we can do image index equals floor of that. Had enough Eastern Orthodox peeps tell me Eastern Orthodox was the only real Christian branch. It got bad. VS Code, but I'm trying to learn how to use it for Markdown. Is there a better option, or should I just use a Markdown program? I actually, so, for the first question, or the first thing you said there about Eastern Orthodoxy, I'm not too familiar with Eastern Orthodoxy as a Protestant, so, I can't speak much on it other than, you know, as long as we believe in the same Jesus, I think we're cool. You know, like if you get the like the basics of Christianity that everyone agrees on is true, then we're chill. It's when you get into like the nitty-gritty of things, where like to muddy the waters, essentially, like you get too worked up on the things that don't matter and forget about the things that do matter, then it becomes problematic. And I know there's some like really heavy hitters like on all sides, like whether you're a Catholic, whether you're Orthodox, whether you're Protestant, or even worse, you're in a heretical sect of Christianity. then it just becomes problematic and it drives people away from the faith. So I always shy away from like anything like that and try to kind of downplay like, hey, this one's not better than the other. It's just a matter of like, you know, are you believing the right things? You know, if you believe in the Trinity, you believe that Jesus is the Son of God. He died on the cross to forgive you of your sins, or to take the penalty of your sins, I should say, and believing on him and asking for forgiveness will grant you eternal life. I think you're cool. I think you're chill. But if you start saying that because other Christians don't do things in a certain way, like following certain traditions or this, that, and the other, like that actually don't really matter, and you're leading people away in that sense, like making them think that we're like these really like Bible-beating people that aren't even talking from the Bible, then it becomes problematic. For a markdown program, I use Obsidian MD. That's what I use to store all of my story documents. I write my video scripts, and it's all in .md markdown files. It's kind of lightweight, and it lets you link files together to see how they relate and hop into each other. It's pretty good. I like it. It's pretty customizable too. And they have a subscription thing if you wanted to pay to have your notes sync over. I personally don't use that because I don't have other devices that I use it on frequently enough to warrant it. So, but yeah, that's an answer to that question and a statement on the other one. Yippee! Okay, now let's do this. I think that is about as efficient as I can get this. Yeah. Okay. And now, what we'll do is every single time we run this function, we are going to also say image array is array create of size image num, and everything is going to be false. Boom. And I'll initialize this up here to have a false in it instead of that. Oh, wait, actually, we need to put it down here. We'll put that failsafe, and then we'll put this here, and we'll say array create image num and false. No, wait, I did that backwards. Everything is false. False, 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 and false. False, 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 and false. Now, this should, large asterisk, work. I think. So, I'm going to walk through it. First, we do some checks. Are we doing it, like, do we have image speed? Are we not, are we actually moving? Is the game paused? Do we have more than one frame? If any of those are true, then, we just return wherever we are at. We make sure we haven't finished the image, we haven't started the image, and we set our previous image index to, actually, we don't even need to do that there because we do it down here. But that's a good check there. We get the delta, the change between where we are and where we will be. Not moduloed yet. So we take that, we add it to our image index, and then we store that value but rounded down. Then we initialize our image array to be all falses. If our image index, actually, let's do this. We need to put this up here. and do this here without the modulo. Now I wonder, this is where I get into like the really nitty-gritty specifics of optimization, and this is why I'm taking quite a bit of time, because like since this is a mission critical function, like you want it to be as fast as possible because a lot of things are going to be using it, and it will stack up really quickly. Like very minor performance slop, like sloppy performance things will add up, and you will notice if there's a lot of things happening. And there's already a few areas of Demo 5 where this kind of impacts it a little bit, because there's just a lot of animated sprites on screen at a given point. So I'm trying to be very particular about how I handle this. So I'm wondering right now if it would be faster to like store this value, like the image index plus the change, to a variable and just use it here. But since it's only used twice, maybe not. Something tells me you added a ton of new songs to the playlist. I don't know if I did or not, because it's been a little bit since I've streamed. I don't think that I have. Not to the main playlist, I don't think. But there are a couple on here. How many songs are there? Can I see a count? I actually can't see a count. Oh, that's my loopable songs. Well, I did add a couple of Angels and Demons ones, so I think this will be fine here. Yeah. Don't remember Banjo-Kazooie songs in here. They're very infrequent. I know I've had Witchy World on there for a long time, since the Halloween streams like 2 or 3 years ago. Like when we originally did MPUE No Hit. Gosh, that was so long ago, my goodness. When we did MPUE No Hit, I know is when I put some of them on there, but I do need more music to put on there, so song requests are accepted. Yeah, I think this is what I want to do. Mentally absent, Ben. It's easy to forget them, because sometimes I will skip the songs. Like, let's see, which ones do I usually... I removed a bunch of the Banjo-Tooie ones. Like, I had some of the boss fight ones, and they just got on my nerves a lot, so I always skipped them, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna remove them. So... I maybe should fact check that if it was 2 to 3 years ago. Let's see. Channel dashboard. Let's say content. Live. Let's scroll. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Okay, it was November 1st, 2024. Oh no. That's something. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. We're going on 2 years, so... Yeah, literally how... It's kind of scary because it's making me feel like... It kind of makes me feel bad about how long Angels and Demons is taking. TBH. So let's try this now. Let's say image array 1. So if we're on image index 1, or for this one, let's do image array 2, image start, image array 1. Let's see if this works, and then I'll have to retroactively update some other sprite animation thingies, but there's not very many, and this is why I try to do this stuff now, because Like, if things go... Like, if I have to make these changes, it's easier to do it on very few things than a lot of things. On your deathbed playing Angels and Demons for the first time? I hope not. I hope not. Like, I do want to get this game finished. I am committed to actually finishing this game. If the amount of time and effort that I've put into it doesn't show that, oops. But it will happen. I'm just trying to make sure I give it the proper amount of work that it deserves, I suppose. Okay, let's see. I guess I didn't need to debug this one, but... Let's, not poison him up. Let's see if this eat animation works. Oh, the good inhales need to go up to him as well. Oops. Okay. Holy mixels. The only thing about the camera rotation is you can see like where the scaffolding does not continue off screen, so oops. Let's see if this fixes these. Heck no. It made it worse. Oh, it broke Yui too. She's broken. No. Okay, well, this is fun. What do now? What do we do here? Holy rabbit trail. Okay. It all broke. It did all break. Expected. Oh my goodness. Like the idea of his weight tilting the platform, which causes the shift. That's actually a good idea, and maybe I should make it not lean the other way because of that. Ooh. I'm gonna change that while I'm thinking about it. Make him land on the other side for the alt shift. I could, actually. Maybe. That's complicated, too. Because of this function for calculating his jump. One thing at a time. Let's try and fix this first. It's a suggestion. You don't got to go through with it. The thing is, I like the suggestion, though. I think it's a cool idea. And I want to do it. It's just one of those things that's complicated to implement just because of making it smooth. And I'm like a smooth brain when it comes to doing certain things in code. So. Oh no, I'm out of Dr. Pepper. So sad. Oh. Wait, I was about to say, I see the problem. I'm not incrementing the variable, but I am. It's just right here. I'm used to seeing like an I++ at the bottom instead of here. Arrays created in this way will have an entry initialized to 0 unless you specify an option initialization value, which will have a greater performance overhead. Well, shoot, guess what 0 is? False. Let's save some frames. We might not even need to do this, image index check. Because, I mean, this is, like, always going to be true if we're animating. Would you rather have $1 or $2? True. That's so true. Me, personally, I'm picking the $2. You know what $2 gets you? That covers a pack of peach rings. That gets the peach rings, and it covers the tax. And that's method. Okay. Let me think with my mind here. I could always make this very slow, and we can live debug it. Let's do that. Mute the game volume. Launch the game, and while it's loading, we'll look at more code. Because the animation still works properly. Like, actually animating things still is working correctly, which is good. That means this part of the code, like getting this delta between the frames, that's actually working, and the modulo here is working the way I want it to. But it's this that is causing the issue. So, and by this, because, I mean, the thing popped up before I could show it properly. I mean, the frame loop. I'll take it out of full screen. I'll do that. Okay, well. Let's get 1 or 2 enemies, because this is like... The amount of times he chews is based on how many of these things you don't counter. So... speedrun tactic, get your counters in, it saves frames. This doesn't do anything for us. Yeah, see, I like him landing on the side, and it's like he tilts it. That's like such a good way of looking at it. Okay, so this is fine. Let me move this over here, and let's see if we're actually doing anything here. So, in this, we're going to do a thing and say, hey, show debug message, object get name, object index. Okay, so this is happening. Counterpoint to the counters, longer poison tick damage animation. Well, that's not supposed to be that common. It's not supposed to be that common, and it's also supposed to... It's also supposed to, Let me think of words with my mind. It's supposed to be exponential damage. So it'll start at 1 damage, but it'll, like, on turn 2, it'll be 2, then 4, then 8, for example, or something like that. And it's based on some of your own stats, how much damage it does anyways, so. This surely won't make things lag. Oh! Okay. Ooh. You know what? I think I see the issue. Okay, so check this out. All right, the game window's a little bit in the way, but so we got this here, right? We're repeating by the absolute value of the rounded down of our frame delta, okay? That's what we're doing. What if, and hear me out, the frame delta is less than 1? Then what happens? Ah, we round down to 0. And you know, if we round down to 0, the absolute value of 0 is 0, which means we repeat this a whole of 0 times. So, this code is executing, this code is not. So it's a frame rate check. Okay. That, I figured it out. I figured the problem, which is great. Now that we have the problem, what is the solution? What is the actual solution to this issue? To make him, like, do things proper. Because he's occasionally playing a sound effect. So, let's say if, let's see. We need to figure out how to actually get this to repeat. So maybe what we need to do is, instead of it being the image delta, we do the absolute value of the floor of the previous image index minus the current image index. That does something. But what does that do for us? Okay, we gotta stop, dude. See what happens here. Okay, that's not good. Okay, so now what's happening? I know we're executing this code. Dodgeball hit.mp3, yes. We're executing these function codes because it was playing the sound effect. That'll only come from this. So I know that this is actually executing. I don't have to worry about that, which means this is executing. So we can see the deltas down here in the output right now. We don't actually need to see that. So funny how he just suddenly grows by switching from Demo 4 sprite to Demo 5. Yeah, I don't have a walking sprite for him yet, and I don't intend on giving him one because he's supposed to jump back onto the screen whenever he spawns in. So, like, anytime there's a transition, he's supposed to jump back, so that animation should never be seen, but if it does, oops. But now... Okay. So I'm seeing some things here. We can optimize. We don't need this delta anymore. We can just do this. And we can say this is the floor of image index. And if the floor of the image index is unequal to the previous image index, then we will start at the previous, go from the previous to, we'll go from previous to now, where we're at, and then we'll set the previous to now after we do the fact. After we do things. Oh! Notice how he just started cooking. Is this it? Is it fix? Let's see. Better. He's doubling up and he shouldn't be. Okay. Now, yes, there is progress. However, the code is executing twice. Why is it executing twice? This is the question we need to know. Yes, neuron activated. So, Let's see. If the floor index is unequal to the previous index, that means we had to have went up or down a whole frame. I wonder, actually, if we need to round it. Because that's gonna... If we round it, then things will happen a little bit faster than I think they should. Also, we can save some execution here. Oh my gosh, slorp jump scare. So we don't need to check that, we don't need to re-floor the image index. It's still going to be the same here. So that saves minor frameage right there. Okay. This is a total sidetrack from what I wanted to do today, but oh well. Whatever. Thinking with my mind now. We now need a way to, I guess, check. Yeah, cooking is still cooking, and I'd rather figure this stuff out now than later. Maybe rounding would be the method. Let's try rounding and see if that helps. Okay, no, he still doubles up. Even with rounding. So, that's like a non-issue. Dealing with that. Do I actually... Okay, I was about to say, do I take damage from those? The hitbox is just a little bit small than I thought. Smaller than I thought. I do kind of want to move this over. Hold on, I'm going to do something here. Oh, no, I don't want to hide it. No. Show, unlock, and edit transform. Alignment. If I full screen, is it going to... Okay, cool. That way it's a little bit easier to see the code. Maybe. So, I'm wondering, let's double check the gluttank code here. And maybe the doubling up could just be like slop in here. Where is it at? Broadcast struct, okay. Yeah. Okay. How fast is it doubling up? Well, this one isn't going to show us. Oh no. Oops. Whoops. Oh man, we messed up. We gotta go bald. I leveled him up too much for testing. Hey, the developer forgot to program this text. I'm not even gonna bother. Yui's poisoned. Great. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. So this is what I'm looking at over here. Right? And I'll just shrink the game window to up here, I guess. so it's still visible, but not in the way. I'm looking at this code here, right? This is very simplistic code. It's literally like, hey, if this is true, if true, sound. That's all it is. Which means that this is being set to true more than it should be true. It's doing the most. Oh, you know what? I just noticed something here. Something interesting is this is, and it's like, it's very edge casey, but this code is prone to fail. If, well, actually, wait, maybe not. Okay, now this should be okay, because we start here. We start where we were. Oh, wait, no, I actually just see the issue. I just see the issue. Okay, maybe we can do something here. Okay, and see, what I want to do is slower code, but it'll work, I guess. It's technically slower. We can just do this. Repeat it, image number amount of times. And let's say we'll just do some branching stuff. If the image index is greater than image index, else, oh wait, whoops, all caps. Let's do this. Okay, so this can be 0. And we don't need this anymore. Get rid of this. We're just gonna go through every single frame. And this case here is like, did the animation loop? So, otherwise, it did not loop. So, what we'll do is, if I is greater than the previous image index, greater than or equal to, and I is less than, no, wait, it has to be greater than, because we will have already done that. Less than or equal to image num, then we will say image array I is true. Else, image array I is false. Do we even need this here? It'll be false anyways. It doesn't matter. Okay, and now this one needs an extra check. So when we loop, we'll do like one extra conditional. So if we are, let's see, if image index, no, wait, if I is less than or equal to image index and I is greater than 0, I think is what we want to do. And I, no, or I is greater than wait a second. I do this somewhere down here, I think. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing this correctly. How do I want to do this check? I thought this needs to handle, essentially what I'm looking for is like when we loop, we're going to go back to 0, right? So, well, actually, it should just be, yeah, okay. I'm like, I just gotta talk out loud. If I is less than the image index and greater than 0, so that means it's in the loop, or I is greater than the previous image index. Because if it's greater than the previous image index, this is going to be a bigger value than this number, right? And then if this is true, this means we're at the loop. But I feel like I'm overcomplicating this. Actually, no. Something's to be done here. I'm thinking about it too hard, and I'm overlooking the obvious solution to this. I can tell. I can really genuinely tell that I'm just overlooking the very obvious solution to this. And I is greater than image index. That might be an LOL check, though. So if we're... Okay, let me, like, put some placeholder values so I can see it here. I gotta, like, think about it in my mind. Okay, so... I is 4. And this is 5. And... this is 8. Okay, so let's see. I gotta think about this. I just have to visualize it. Visualizing code. Computer, tell me the answer to this. Okay, so this will be true for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this will be true for... this one will be true for... yeah, 9, 10, 11... anything past it. Yeah, okay, I think this is correct. Okay. Okay, now let's try things. Oh? Guy who fixed it? Though he's still sounding off twice for some reason. And I don't like that. But it's not spawning twice, so it's like... huh? I am confused. He works, but for some reason he's still doing the sound twice. There is progress. There is good progress. thinking with my mind here. Why would he double up on the sound, but not the other things? 'Cause that's just this. Could always have this execute only if we are, well, I mean, we're doing the function stuff anyways. Maybe it's rounding that's freaking it out. Maybe I should go back to flooring it. Let's see. I can't tell if it did it twice there. Wait a second. Hold on. Let me pause the music. It doesn't do the question mark sound twice. It only does the ball bounce. Okay, hold on. Which of his things? Okay, wait a second, because that one might be on different thing here. Yeah. Because that plays here. We set the sprite to the gulp, and then it plays the sound here. Here we set it to belly, and then it plays, like, the sound. Okay. Okay. So, that's why that happens. That one's on image start. This is on frame 1. So why does frame 2 trigger twice? Oh, there it is. It wasn't the index, it was the numbers. Trusty works now. As soon as we get through this, like, long, unskippable attack. I kind of want to decrease the amount of, things that spawn from this one now, because it takes not just 4 5 ever. Okay. Check it. Nope. Different attack. Oops. I'm gonna full screen it because I'm actually kind of confident that he works now. Dude. Use a decent attack? Thanks, right ear. My right ear loves that. It is fix. It is fix. Guy who knows how to code, I think? Okay. Now that that's done, this is good. So now I can comment this out so we're not dealing with that. And we will search for broadcast events now. So let's go ahead and find all the instances of this thing, and we're going to fix them. Heck yeah. All right, so that's these are the base ones. Here we go. Where's the melee function? Melee, weak, funk, blah. Oh, well, this is in the wrong spot. Let's do these now. Boom. Goat is still cooking. Okay, glare check. Hey. If you are on image array 1, then do the thing. Cool. And then you. If you are on image array 1 or image array 3, I think. Wait a second, how do we do this? How does it check it originally? We can do this. This is like sketchy code, but it should. Yeah. I think. How many frames does this have? Oh, that's 4 frames. Okay, well, this is fun. So if we're on... Yeah, can we go back to the other one? Image array 1 or image array... Not image nom. Array 3. Else if image array 0 or image array... There we go. There's that one. Glutlery. And then if image array 1 and image array, that was 4. Boom. Now the only thing is I need to look at the player and say melee weak. Okay, we'll have to actually do some things here. So... And we need to do the same thing down here, just with the strong frames instead. Guy who can't type. Okay. Now, all systems that use that should be updated for it, which is cool and good. And... Wow, that was a side quest. How long have I been live? For 2.5 hours. Wow. I didn't even realize. So, let's see about some more stuff here that we can do. What else can we cook? I know that we need to go to inhale. Tank. Inhale good. This one. Let's see. You know, these are actually kind of fun. We'll just leave those. Let's check and make sure that everything does work too. So I should probably do that instead of just being overly confident about it. Hey, why did my full screen break? I thought I... Whoa, holy frame rate. Whoa. Transform? Hello? Edit transform? Okay. That works for me. Does this scale properly? Okay, it does. This is where I scaled it. Oops. Uh-oh, he's not doing his animation. This attack actually works better as a team jump instead of a defend attack because there was a minor bug where you could melee attack and it would it would still counter the thing even though they're like not facing it. They're looking towards it. Oh, she does work correctly. Yes, the melee attacks work. I'm actually so locked in. I'm glad this works the way I want it to. Very, very, very glad. Now, the question is, what do I fix next? I guess I need to fix the burp. Took 1 damage, it's Jover. Real. Blood tank burp. I mean, I guess I could actually just have him, hold on. What if we just use the Glutling burp? Yeah, let's try that, because, I mean, it's the same, it's like the exact same code, I'm pretty sure. It's just the spawn point that changes. Whew. Starting to get a wee bit sleepy. Which means I will probably wrap up stream here in just a wee bit and start getting ready for bed myself. I'm actually feeling like I accomplished some dev work even though it was more back end. So, Mr. Gluttank, show us some attacks. Holy damage. This is where they'll show up. Never mind, different attack. Yeah, it is a small piece of cheese, and that's because it's not accounting for the new room yet. Yeah, okay, so that's like almost perfectly positioned. Of course, he's only going to use it once. This dude. Yeah. I should probably make it things other than rocks, like maybe pieces of metal instead anyways, because it doesn't make sense for the scaffolding to cause a rock slide either, when there's like no rocks above you. So, it's just a leftover from the previous attack. Because it used to be like in an enclosed area, you actually couldn't move this far over. So, like this was where the wall was roughly, and oh, look where that rock spawned. The cheese touch. He's using every attack but the one I want him to use. This is so troll. I should have just put a debug thing. Okay. So what I'm going to do is when he uses the burp, I want to see if it like does get to like... Oh, it actually can't even hit you. Okay. Well, that's great. Okay, so we can actually fix that by going to the Glutling burp. And we just make it last a little bit longer. Sure. And I'll be smart about it this time and say... which one? Where's it at? Dodge. That's the slam one. We need his attack 2. Gosh, like almost all of Mario and Luigi Dream Team's OST, like, and like, it's funny because of the theme of the game, you know, mostly being dreams and sleep, but it makes me sleepy. Because it's one of those, like, I used to listen to Dream Team's OST, like, a lot. Dream Team's OST actually, like, introduced me to the concept of lucid dreaming, and I got, like, really into trying to accomplish that for a bit when I was younger. So, for what it's worth, I associate this OST with sleep to an extent. I didn't debug. Oh my goodness. Chris, eat the mold. Holy deceptive hitbox. Yeah, speaking from experience, it's a pretty difficult thing to accomplish. Oh, okay, see that one. Oh, that's rough. The timing for that. Because if he gets the fork, I mean, it's dodgeable, but like, wow. What if he does 2 burps in a row? Hold on, now I gotta see this. Come on, give us 2. 2 in a row. Oh wait, maybe it's not doable. So we got like infinite invulnerability going on. I might need to add some more time in between that. Oh, oops, I didn't debug. I'm just gonna do this. Oh, okay, there's space enough that if there was 2 of them. And yeah, you can avoid the fork. It just, it's just very tough too. So I think that tells me that the burp, like the startup animation, just needs to be a little bit faster for it. Because that's like, that's way too difficult for a mini boss. Yeah, it's very precise. It's like, where are we at? I got off the skip menu. Dang it, and I didn't. Gosh. Okay, let's fix it real quick. The burp. Let's make this faster by a good margin. We'll double that speed because it's like, it's so sleepy. Actually, make it a little bit faster. We'll say alarm 0 is, we'll give it a, we'll take 7 frames off. Yeah. Maybe set its X speed to 2.5. Make it a little bit faster. Yeah. And just like that, we kind of sort of half buff the Glutling, but we fix the Glutank. Wish I could lucid dream. I've attempted it a few times with little success. I think I might have already responded to this chat message, but I'm going to respond to it again. I remember I used to keep like a dream journal. I heard that helped, as well as like trying to wake yourself up. I think I started responding to this and then got sidetracked, but fun fact about that, it has kind of bled into Angels and Demons development a little bit, because some of the things that you will see in Angels and Demons at some point are definitely inspired by dreams I had years and years ago. So, yeah. Some chapter, like later chapter things, i.e., I guess I could say when chapter 7 stuff. Some chapter 7 stuff will be inspired by dreams that I had at one point. Mark that down in the on the wiki. This time I'm going into debug. And now let's see it. Vomitorium is a previous Journoid dream. Nah. Vomitorium was a stroke of genius. Oh, what the freak? Wait a second. Can you dodge it now at all? I mean, you can. Wait. Does it just... It might just go over you now. I'll be a stand in place type beat. Let's see player hitboxes too. With this. Okay, that's funny. It's like, don't overcomplicate it, kind of, sort of. Okay, let me see if you can go above it, though. No, you cannot go above it, so it does need to go lower. Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna know that by looking at it, okay? You're not gonna know that you can just stand in place by looking at it. Like, you have to know ball, all right? Because, like, look at this. It's gonna show up like, you're like, oh, that's coming straight for me. That's gonna hit me. Unless you know that hitbox ball, that looks like a collision. So. All right. This is it, Luigi. Come on, dude. Get me a burp. He's going to do only forks. There we go. Okay, and it's avoidable, and a fork coming after it is also avoidable. So we're good. We're good. We're good. Methinks. And another burp coming after it's avoidable. Yeah, so doable. So doable. Okay. That's cool. That's a lot of work done today, but not near enough to make me feel like I got a lot of work done just because it was all system work again and like very little tangible work. Oh well. I do think this is probably where I'm going to wrap up for today. Your winner. A winner is you. Hold on, let's go to chatting. Yeah. Good OST to end on. I do want to get back into the swing of streaming stuff again now that things have chilled out quite a bit with life. I don't want to say like, oh, everything's consistent right now just because no guarantees. But I do want to make more time to hop back into streaming and at least have some form of consistency with it, because I feel really bad that like I put in like all that effort to getting to affiliate, and then I started the series, and then like YouTube videos dropped off like a rock. I went from posting every day for a month to nothing. So I want to kind of fix that. I'm not really sure like what the schedule will look like going forward, just because again, like making the time is a little bit difficult, but I think it'll be a lot easier now than it was. I just have to actually make myself sit down and stream and do things instead of being very, very tired. Yeah, I did have a busy couple weeks. It was like, so near, let's see, let me think. Let's look back at when the last stream was, and I can like drop a timeline here. So the last stream was April 21st. So let's see. That would have been where things started getting hectic, because I started working on like spoilery things and things that I figured would just be boring for content. And I was also trying to work on the Super Stash Saga VOD at that point as well, so I was focusing my content time into that. Got that done and uploaded it May 8th. And then that's where I started having some life things swing into place. So planning for wedding and bachelor party and stuff like that. End of May was bachelor party, and then that was a week. The next week was wedding stuff. The week after that was just like doctor stuff, doctor's appointments, and wedding prep. Then there was the family wedding, and then the week after that was all work, because I wanted to make up for time that I lost for the weddings. And then it was my younger sister's birthday. And then, oh wait, one of those weeks was vacation Bible school as well. One of the weekends, there was prep for that. That's what I was forgetting in there. And then now we're here. So I'm hoping to kind of like get some normalcy here, because I've been trying to actually like work real job a little bit more, and I'm getting burnt out for it, because where I'm at right now is like it's like very flexible, but there's a commute. Like I gotta take like 30 minutes one way, and not fun right now. And it kind of takes up the whole day. Like, I don't feel like streaming super early in the morning or super late when I get back. So it's LOL. But I'm hoping to get some things worked out to where streaming will be more consistent, content will be more consistent, game dev teasers will be more consistent. Because everything kind of died off and I feel kind of bad about it. Even though I have, like, valid reasons, I still want to be doing things for Angels and Demons, and of course the community as well. But it's just a matter of getting some things figured out and like locked in. So hopefully I can get some things figured out relatively soon-ish. I don't know when my next stream day will be necessarily. I'm not going to try and schedule streams. I tried that for a little bit and it didn't really work out too well. It more so ended up just like I would schedule streams and then something would come up that I have to like be locked in on, and then, oh, sorry, I gotta cancel stream. Oh, sorry, gotta cancel stream. Did that like 5 or 6 times. So streaming will basically just happen whenever I can make it happen. I'll just probably make an announcement in the Discord like ahead of time if I know for sure that I can, like 30 minutes to an hour in advance, like, hey, we're doing this. I do want to start 1,000 Year Door sometime soon. I could also maybe just like throw in some other gaming things as well, like just games I've wanted to revisit that won't be YouTube series except maybe a supercut or funny moments reel or something like that. I'm not really sure. I do know I need to get the Superstar Saga video finished. That script is sitting at 2,500-ish words. So I'd say it's maybe around a quarter of the way going off of how the Paper Mario video was. Because, let's see, where's it at? The Paper Mario video was at 10,667 words. So if it goes to about a similar length of that one, then I'd say I'm about a quarter of the way done with the script. So that's kind of how that's looking. Not counting the editing, but I feel like the editing will be a little bit easier for this one because I'm trying to write the script in such a way that's less scatterbrained, I suppose, is the way, because the Paper Mario one went all over the place. Like, I started talking about later chapters at the very beginning of the video, and I want to kind of keep it more structured to where I'm at in the game at the time of the discussion instead of not. So that's just that's something I'm working on, and I'm like reevaluating the script as I go, because I don't want to talk about like a billion things that don't matter while I'm not there yet, and then it's just kind of hard to follow. I think that was one of the issues with the Paper Mario one, despite the fact that it performed pretty well on the channel, but it's just something I'm looking at. I do want to always be improving on the content, so that's something I'm trying to do too, but I do think that's all the yap I have for today. So thank you guys very much for watching. Again, I do want streaming to be more consistent. I'm going to try and be a little bit better about hopping on, even if I don't really feel like it, because usually if I don't really feel like it and I get into it for 10 minutes, then I feel like streaming and I can go for 2.5, 3 hours like I did today. But not to say that I didn't feel like streaming today. I did, but I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Be sure to join the Discord if you haven't already. Follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. All the good things. Check me out on other social medias. You can find links down below the video, regardless of where you're watching. Smash like on YouTube if you're watching over there. And, of course, try out Angels and Demons via the links below. Demo 4 isn't exactly the best representation of the game. Maybe you've seen that based on the gameplay today, but it still kind of holds its own. I'm still pretty proud of it, and it does represent the game good enough for now. But Demo 5, eventually, I'm still working on it, even though I haven't been able to work on it much, but I am still working on it. So again, thank you guys very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.